Yo, what's up guys? In this video we're going to watch something by Code Beauty, very modest. How to be fit and healthy in 21 as a developer. Why are developers always tired and out of shape? Maybe because they sit on the computer all the time and don't exercise? It's not exactly like a very alpha male profession. Anyway, the reason I don't like, so I know this is for SEO, right? I get it. It's like, this is a search term, like you throw the 2021 in there, how to be fit and healthy is like a term, blah, blah, blah. It's just something that people will search for. She's a girl, she's hot, I get it. But the way to be fit and healthy as a developer is the same way to be fit and healthy as a doctor, as a fucking somebody who works in retail, as a waiter, as like anything else, just to eat healthy food and fucking work out. But I get it, it's just like SEO, fine. Somebody asked me to do this. I'm not just picking on this girl for no reason. I'm not picking on her at all yet, to be fair. I just hate everything. Anyway, let's watch this. We might watch it at 1.5 speed.
Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. Before I start, I want to thank you all for being part of this journey and building this channel together with me. And considering that we will be reaching 10,000 people very soon, I want to announce that I will be doing a special video for 10,000 subscribers where I will be answering your questions. So I encourage you to ask me anything that you would like to know in the comments down below, and then to share this video so that we can grow. And if you're not subscribed yourself, why not? So in this video, I want to answer to a question that I recently got, and it is a question from a person named Dor, and he or she says, do you think that your job is making it hard for you to stay in shape? I was wondering about it. I have a lot of friends and people in my environment who work in the tech industry and programmers. A couple of them are in good shape. However, a lot of them always say that they are tired and unmotivated. I was wondering if this is common experience for programmers. This is a very interesting question, and the short answer is no, this is not the case for me, and it definitely doesn't have to be the case for you. And in this video, I want to share a couple of tips related to food, sleep, and then I want to show you my training routine to help you maintain that healthy body, have a lot of energy, and not have any weight problems. And I will leave timestamps as well so that you can navigate yourself to each individual part. So there are three main things that you have to take care of. And then if you're still having problems, at the end of this video, I will mention a fourth thing that can be a potential reason why. So if this topic is something that you're interested in, I would highly recommend you to watch the entire video. So the first thing that I want to talk about is the way you eat food. And for me personally, I have been following a vegetarian diet for the past 10 years or something like that. And that is just something that keeps my body healthy. It gives me a lot of energy so that I can train. And then that training is something that keeps my body in shape. However, I do remember a period of my life when I was in high school and a period of my life when I would feel tired all the time. And it went to the point where I would come home from school and then I would literally fall asleep in those same clothes that I was wearing to school. That is how tired I was. And I've seen that changing my diet had a huge impact on my health. However, I will not tell you it's very simple, just eat more vegetables and fruits and everything should be okay. But I rather want to focus more on concrete.
So you could tell she puts a lot of effort into her videos, right? She does the whole like, so I mentioned this earlier, like the SEO, right? How to be fit and healthy in 2021. That's like a good search term. It's a long tail keyword, and you know, how to be fit and healthy. It's like, what is that? 6 words in 2021. It's very specific. So it's good for SEO, right? And then she does the whole thing. It's like, I'm going to tell you 3 things and actually also a 4th thing, a bonus tip. So I highly recommend you watch till the end of the video. It's like, that's also a very common, people say to do that also, right? It's like, sometimes I think, like I should put more effort into my videos. I should structure them. This is a symptom in my life. I just do things however I want to do them. I don't follow the prescribed method of doing it. Like if I was smart, I would use better SEO. I would fucking edit my videos. I would put more effort into it. I would do all these little tricks that people do. You know, remember to like and subscribe and like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like this is all the type of thing that like they teach, or it's commonly recommended for new YouTubers to do, right? And I'm watching this, I'm like, shit, I should start doing this, actually. I mean, I should, but it's just so transparent. And that's one thing that I hate. I hate doing shit that is transparent, right? I don't like, but I know, you know, on the one hand, I'm torn, because it's like, you're doing something that's transparent. Everybody knows why you're doing it. It lowers your genuineness, I guess. But on the other hand, it works. So, you know, this is a problem that I had. I posted in some Facebook group for marketing the other day. And I was like, because I had this exact issue, because I have, you know, I have this fitness course. I'm trying to promote it. I'm trying to like make money in the fitness industry so I can quit my job. Yeah, I love helping people and all that, like let's make the world a better place. But really, like nobody does this shit for free. And my issue is that the way, you know, in this specific Facebook group, it's all about promoting your posts organically, right? You go, you enter into a group and you add value and you tell a story and you say, I used to be fat and then I lost weight. And like, do you want to see my special guide? Like if you want to know the bonus trick that I did, like how I lost 40 pounds in 3 days, like click this link and get my free PDF, whatever. Basic shit, right? And I posted in the group, I was like, listen, fitness and health and nutrition is really easy. I can tell you in fucking 10 seconds what to do. And you can go out and do it immediately. There's no additional questions that are required, you know? And if you have additional questions, I can summarize them all on a single page. I can post that page in a Facebook group, but then I'm giving everybody all the information for free. So like, how do you rationally justify the withholding of information and the not immediately giving people the information that they need right away as an excuse to kind of bleed them out slowly through your funnel, get my free PDF, buy my fucking $10 book, you know, buy my $100 course, join my $800 coaching program, pay me $5,000 for the fucking mastermind, whatever. Like there's all these, it's called a value ladder, right? There's all these like little steps that you have to do. And I was like, how do you justify that ethically when you could just come out with fitness specifically? I understand that some things are more complicated and require higher levels of information. In fitness, I just don't think that's the case. But anyway, how can you justify that with fitness when you can summarize it all in a single fucking page? And I got a bunch of bullshit responses. People are fucking, you know, marketers. They're all full of shit, basically. But anyway, one response that he left, and he was a trainer also. He said, listen, the market, what did he say? He's like, you can't control what the market responds to, right? That's what they respond to. They respond to the bullshit story. They respond to the fucking quick fix. They respond to the 5-minute abs. He didn't say all this. He just said that one sentence. I'm just, you know, adding on to this a little bit. He's like, that's what they respond to. So that's what you got to do. That's all. And then it's on you if you want to actually deliver on what you say you're going to deliver on. You give them the real, you know, the secret sauce and you help them change and blah, blah, blah. So I just thought that was interesting. It's like, yeah, that is what you have to do. Anyway, whatever. It's just
algorithm on design patterns and mistakes that I've seen people doing, and simple changes that you can incorporate in your everyday life, but that can have a huge impact on your health as well. The main reason that you have weight problems as a developer is mindless eating, and this is something that I see very often. A lot of my colleagues have some sort of snacks on their tables all the time, and those are things like chips and chocolate and cookies and things like that. And take my word for it, if you have it at your table, if you have it at your site, you are going to eat it 100%. So the best would be just don't bring it with you, don't buy it, don't have it in your bag, and have some healthier options instead. And I will include some of the snacks and foods that I eat if I can find any clips. And then another thing is, don't go grocery shopping when you are hungry, because when you're hungry, your brain is constantly looking for foods that will bring those energy levels up, and it is much easier to get those energy levels up with foods that are calorie dense, so it will make you buy those foods. So never go grocery shopping when you are hungry, and then have some healthier options at hand as well. Another very important tip is don't ever go on extreme diets. And I would say don't go on any diet at all if it is not something that is sustainable long-term as a lifestyle, but especially don't go on those diets that promise you to lose a lot of weight in just a couple of days or weeks, because you will probably lose that weight if you stick to that diet long enough. However, it is just not worth the damage that you can make to your body. To put it simply, your body is a machine, and it uses food and calories as a fuel. And if your body gets used to working on very low amount of calories, once you start eating normal amounts of food, you will actually gain weight. And that is the notorious cycle of yo-yo dieting. So you go on an extreme diet, you lose weight in that process, but in that process you starve your body so much, and it gets to the point where you are constantly hungry, and the only thing that you can think of is food. So you start eating again, but considering that you have starved your body so much, now your body thinks that it just went through a period of famine, because that is something that happened a lot throughout the history. We didn't always have fridges full of food and restaurants and food delivery. So now your body says, okay, if something like this happens again, unless I have enough amount of body fat to sustain me through that period of starvation again, I will probably die, and I don't want to die. So now your body says, okay, let's now store this food and this energy that we are eating now as body fat, and then you start gaining weight. And that is the cycle that can never end unless you decide to end it, and you cannot actually end it if you go on these extreme diets. So baby steps, small changes, something that is maintainable long term.
I miss the snake diet days, you know? I miss those days. Where's Snake Diet Guy? Does he, how come he doesn't post on YouTube anymore? He's just over it, or he made enough money now, or like what's his deal? But that, man, that was like that he's the guy who inspired me to start making. I was like, I started watching his videos. I was like, not necessarily, I couldn't do what he does. I don't like yelling at people like that. I mean, I would love to get my aggression out like that, call people fat pig and all that stuff. Like, maybe I should do that. Maybe that should be my new thing. Because people love him. Oh my God, they fucking love that guy. I love that guy. He's great. He's like, when I started watching his videos, I was like, oh my God, this guy gets it. And not to say that most, you know, there aren't other fitness YouTubers who aren't in good shape or haven't helped people or whatever. But as somebody, you know, I've been doing OMAD most of the time, right? My lifestyle will allow for it since fucking early 2000s, right? I'm all about, you know, I was doing OMAD before OMAD was even a word. It wasn't even a term. There was no intermittent fasting. That's like a fucking, you know, in the past like 6-7 years that term was coined. And then you see Snake Diet Guy and he comes in and he's like, yeah, don't eat. Fucking go a couple days without eating. Watch how much weight you drop. Which is different than what she's saying, right? Now, what the problem, this is very mainstream advice, right? And it's like when I see mainstream advice like this, I think to myself, how, I don't know, it's gonna sound bad. And again, nothing against her, blah, 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 but like, have you not heard this mainstream advice already? I guess it's possible for some people to be so new at something that there's always going to be a first time that they hear the mainstream advice in any area, right? I could go fucking look at skincare. I don't know shit about skincare. And I could go hear the first like basic mainstream advice that they tell everybody in the beginning. Oh, your skin has fucking oil, whatever. And that would be the first time, right? Anyway, for fitness, what's the mainstream advice? Like, oh, don't go on crash diets. You have to slowly, you know, reduce the amount of calories that you have, but also not starve yourself. So, you know, because then your body will go into starvation mode and you'll store more fat and you'll actually gain more weight. It's like, that's not untrue, but that's one method of doing something. And you have to understand there are many methods, right? Let's say there's 1,000 ways to lose weight, and there are, right? You can eat this food and that food and then not eat for this amount of time and then work out this way, right? There's infinite methods, okay? The most efficient method that requires the least amount of thinking and is the easiest and will get you the best result with the least amount of thinking and effort is to eat once a day, to eat mostly meat and eggs, in my opinion, right? Those are my favorite foods for practical reasons. Eat once a day, eat mostly meat and eggs. So when you watch a video like this is what I said in the beginning of the video, where I was like, oh, well, the same way to lose weight for developers is the same way to lose weight for anybody else. You eat once a day and you eat meat and eggs. Like, do I need to make a video how to lose weight for artists, how to lose weight for waiters, how to lose weight for construction workers, right? And just say the exact same thing in every single video? I guess I could. How to lose weight if you're a fucking 500 pounds, right? It's the same. This is why I find it hard to like beat around the bush and write all this fucking copywriting shit when it's like, bro, it's the same for everyone. Exactly the same. But anyway, when you don't eat for 2 days, like let's say you're a developer, let's say you're 300 pounds, or let's say you're a fucking digital marketer and you're fat as shit and you want to lose weight, guess what? Eat once a day, eat mostly meat and eggs, and you'll drop the weight. You know, if you're really fat, why don't you go 2 days without eating? You can do it, bro. You can do it. And again, like I said, what's the point here is that, like, what did she say? Don't have the snacks on your desk. Don't snack on foods. Don't go shopping when you're hungry, right? All of those all of those like low level tactical changes. I don't mean low level. I mean like all of those micro decisions that you need to make are completely irrelevant when you make the high level decision changes or the high level decisions. Eat once a day, eat mostly meat and eggs. What do I mean by that? If you eat once a day, if you make the decision to eat once a day, you're not going to have any food on your desk at all. You're not going to have fruit. You're not going to have vegetables. You're not going to have fucking soup or Cheetos or Mountain Dew or whatever, because you're only eating once a day. On the same token, or on the same note, It doesn't matter if you go shopping when you're hungry because you know you're only going to buy the fucking same shit anyway. It doesn't matter. Buying fucking bread is not an option. Buying rice is not an option. Buying chips is not an option. Buying ice cream is not an option because it doesn't matter how hungry you are, because you're only going to be eating meat and eggs, or that'll be 90% of what you eat. I don't know.
And I actually have a tip for this as well, and that is to enjoy the process itself. You have to enjoy the process of losing weight in order to maintain it long term. And you definitely cannot enjoy it if you're eating only broccoli and kale and oatmeal all the time, because that is just not enjoyable for anyone. But what you can do is you can make small modifications to these healthy foods so that you make them more enjoyable for you. For example, if Friday nights were mac and cheese nights for you, how about making those mac and cheese and broccoli nights? So 50% broccoli and then 50% mac and cheese. Or if you, for example, always eat cereal for breakfast and now you want to switch to plain oatmeal, that is just not going to be that tasty. But how about adding a little piece of chocolate to that oatmeal, or a little bit of ice cream or whipped cream, something like that? All of a sudden, it becomes, for example, 70% healthy and then 30% unhealthy, or 80% healthy and 20% unhealthy, which is a lot better than 100% unhealthy. And this is something that is so much more satisfying to you, and it is maintainable long term, because you know that in each meal you have something that you love and something to look forward to. So these were some tips related to food that I have, and then if you have some tips that work for you, something that you have seen and read, please write those in the comments down below, because we are all part of this, and we would all love to read something informative and useful. Now, second very important thing is going to be sleep, and this is something that is a problem for me because most of the time I sleep for 5 or 6 hours per night, and this is just something that I have been doing for so long, and I somehow got used to it, but I don't believe that it is the healthiest approach to sleeping. So in this particular situation, I would say do as I say, not as I do. So anywhere between 7 to 9 hours of sleep is going to be optimal for adults. I believe that most adults should aim for 7 to 8 hours of sleep per night, and then if you are under extreme amounts of stress, either physical or mental, it is normal to sleep longer in that situation. And then third, and my favorite, is training, physical activity. So for me personally, I have been training for the most part of my life, but it just never was sports in a traditional sense, because throughout my childhood and even teenage years, I used to be very small, very petite, and I just didn't want to play sports with these big humans. So then at the end of my high school, I suddenly grew, and I was 174 or 175 centimeters. So I thought, oh, so I get to be tall in this life, right? So I figured that I need 1 more centimeter to be a fashion model. So I asked God, please give me 1 more centimeter, and it didn't happen. So I went for software engineering university, and I ended up as a programmer. Such huge loss for Victoria's Secret, I know. I'm just kidding. I would go for software engineering either way. So as I was saying, throughout my life, I always was pretty active, and for the first half of my life, that was running. I used to run for...
Just about the sleep, I guess. Like, she mentioned she's a vegetarian, so when you eat fewer, what's the problem with, I don't like being a vegetarian. I didn't see her eat any eggs, like, you know, didn't see her eat 1 single egg, which is kind of the, it's like, if you're going to be a vegetarian, you got to eat eggs, you know what I mean? That's, I don't say it's the only way to do it, but it's a good source of protein. They have some fat soluble vitamins. I'm not sure if it's A, D, or K, but like they have some of those, I think. Maybe they have all of them. It's possible. I know they have vitamin D. Anyway, whatever. Gotta eat eggs. I didn't see any eggs there. But anyway, the point is that when you're vegetarian, you're basically not eating a lot. Because most, you know, from what she showed, fruits, vegetables, beans, whatever, it's all just a lot of fiber, which is insoluble, and your body can't break it down. There's no nutritional value in fiber. You're basically just eating this thing that your body can't digest and cannot extract any sort of nutrition from. So you're just eating placeholder food, really, is what I think of it as. It's like placeholder food that maybe some of it has a little carbs, some of it has like some amino acids in terms of beans, right? And so, you know, has like water in it, whatever. But that's really, it's just placeholder food. So it's kind of like you're not eating. It's like you're putting all this stuff in your body. There's no nutrients in it. Your body just passes it through, and it doesn't have to spend a lot of time digesting it and breaking it down. So when you do that, you're not going to need to sleep as much, right? Anybody who's ever fasted, you know that on days when you fast, you can't sleep because your body does not have to spend, you're just not as tired, because breaking down food makes you tired, makes you sleep more. When you eat more food, you're going to sleep more. That's just how it is, right? And it's very easy to see that, where on days where you do not eat anything, if you've ever tried to fast, you are not sleepy at all. You go to sleep later, you don't sleep for as long. So sleep is self-regulating when you control for things like blue light. You know, like, are you on your phone texting or scrolling on Instagram until late hours of the night? Are you watching TV? Are you on your laptop without a blue light blocker, right? Those things will artificially keep you awake. You know, is your street noisy? Like, when you control for those things, sleep is self-regulating. You will sleep as much as you need to sleep. And when you don't feel like sleeping anymore, assuming you live a normal life and you don't just lie around in bed, you will get up and do the shit that you have to do, or you'll just get up because you're bored and you don't want to fucking lie there anymore. So the fact that she doesn't sleep a lot, I think that has a lot more to do with her diet and lifestyle, where she's a developer. You know, I know she said she works out, but like, what kind of workouts is she really doing? You know, no offense, but like, is she doing like hardcore workouts at CrossFit? I don't think so. She's probably doing like, you know, basic bodybuilding, like, you know, tricep kickbacks with 1 pound weights. No offense to her, she's amazing, blah, blah, blah. But like, she's not taxing her body in a very extreme way that would require her to sleep for a lot longer than normal, right? Like, if I go run 8 miles, I'm probably going to sleep a lot more that night. If I go train with a kettlebell, a heavy ass kettlebell for an hour, I'm fucking swinging it around and breathing heavy and exhausted. That's a lot more taxing on my nervous system. I'm going to need to sleep a lot more that night because my body needs to recuperate. You know what I'm saying? So that's the sleep thing. I don't know. She's nice, I guess. She's cute. I guess for mainstream advice, it's good. Let's skip ahead here a little bit. All right, here we go. Not to be a perv, but let's get to the actual workout stuff. Is she Russian?
Training here so that you can see that. So I always had some activity that I enjoyed, and I always did that. And that is the best advice that I can give to you as well. Find something that you like and stick to that. So for example, if you enjoy going to the gym, go to the gym. If you enjoy playing sports, playing basketball, volleyball, tennis, something like that, do that. If you enjoy hiking or dancing, go hiking and dancing, because the best type of training is something that you can stick to long term. And nowadays, there is this huge pressure to be fit and shredded and have a lot of muscle. And as someone who comes from that world, I have to tell you that having a lot of muscle and being fit does not necessarily make you healthy. So having abs and big shoulders and bicep and chest and glutes for girls, that does not necessarily make you healthier than someone who does not have abs and big muscle. And it can even be unhealthy if you take it to the extreme level. So find some sort of activity that is enjoyable for you and stick to that. If you have a dog, for example, go walk that dog for an hour or 2 hours a day, and that is going to be a training for you. Or use a bicycle instead of a car to go to work, and things like that. Now, one very important thing regarding the part of the question asking, do you feel tired? I would say no. Most of the time I don't, and after training I even feel more energized. I do have sometimes muscle pain and muscle soreness if I change something in my training routine, but for the most part I train because I enjoy it. And I don't torture my body with training, I don't punish it, I don't take it to extremes because I don't believe that is healthy. And your body is a machine after all, and it can break, so don't take it to extremes. I believe that is going to be the goal for most people. So to be healthier, to have more energy, and to keep their weight in check. But if you're feeling extremely tired, even though you are taking care of your food, your sleep, and your training, that can be some underlying health condition as well. Now, I am not diagnosing anyone. I'm not a medical doctor, but from the things that I have seen and read, and if I was feeling extremely tired, I would definitely check my thyroid, I would check my liver, I would check my ferritin levels. That is very important for girls. And then my vitamin B12 for vegans and vegetarians, that is a must. I would check magnesium, I would check vitamin D. Everyone should be checking their vitamin D during the winter, and many other vitamins and minerals, because being deficient in many of these can have tiredness as a symptom. So again, if you want to be healthy and if you want to be in shape, there are 3 important things to keep in mind: food, sleep, and training. And if you take care of these 3 things, you shouldn't have problems with feeling tired, or you shouldn't have problems with losing weight. But if you find it extremely hard to lose weight, or if you feel extremely tired, definitely visit your doctor, because you might have some underlying...
Blah, blah, blah. All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to laugh, but I just thought it was funny how like the first 4 exercises she did were all like the booty exercises, you know? It's all like, she did like the little side lunges, the deadlifts, the squats, or were those are squats, right? The weight in the middle. I just thought that was funny. It's like, she's like, find something you love to do. And it's like every exercise is a booty exercise. I don't know, I just thought that was funny. But again, like I said, she's not doing super hardcore workouts. She looks great. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't kick her out of bed. But, you know, she's doing like the meme workouts, you know, like, I'm going to go do my and you know, if that's what it takes to look like that, great, you know, wonderful. That's not, you know, God bless her. We need more women like this who have bodies like this. Absolutely 100% doing God's work. But it's not, you know, doing this type of workout is not going to cause you to feel that tired. This is not stressful on your nervous system. This is stuff that's like designed to slowly build muscle over time, I guess, which is, you know, she's going for this type of look. She's naturally thin. She's tall. I'm assuming she's Dutch by the accent and the height. Normally Dutch girls are tall and thin and very logical like this. I could be wrong, but I'm getting a Dutch vibe. Yeah. So, you know, again, these are things that are naturally taken care of. Like, if you eat mostly meat and eggs and you eat once a day, it's not going to be hard to lose weight. It's just not. If you eat mostly meat and eggs and you eat once a day, you're not going to need to check your ferritin levels because there's a ton of iron in fucking meat, you know? If you're a girl and you're a vegetarian and you eat fucking bananas and strawberries and shit, yeah, you might need to get your levels checked because you're not, where are you getting your iron from? Just taking iron pills? I guess you could. But, you know, supplements should be designed to supplement whatever you're doing, not, you know, they're called supplements, not replacements. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. Good mainstream advice, I guess, but this just comes back to my issue of like, I don't know. Doesn't need to be so complicated, right? Like, I don't know, whatever. I mean, we got to talk about something, right? And, you know, we'd rather watch girls train their booties and look at a pretty face like this and, you know, hear the same stuff we've heard a million times and know that it's already true and know that there's easier ways to do it. But like, we're going to watch this girl work out and listen to her, you know, do her little mainstream advice things, I guess, just because we like looking at her and watching her work out. Okay. I should do stuff like this, right? I should like put on a tank top and like have clips of me working out and be like, you got to make sure, what would be the other version of this? If I was going to do this, it'd be like, you got to make sure that you're not snacking during the day and you don't, I could just copy people. Like, don't go shopping when you're hungry because when you're hungry, you might buy snacks. What's the other advice people give? Make sure you sleep 8 hours a night. What's the next one? Like, make sure to drink, you know, 8 ounces of water, like 8 glasses of water a day. Good, nice mainstream advice. Very good. She's amazing. I love her, blah, blah, blah. All right. What do you think about that? Let me know. Leave me a comment. Also, I have a free 73-page guide on how training, exercise, and training, nutrition, and eating frequency affect your body composition. Click the link in the description if you want to get that. It is free. If you guys have any other recommendations, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.